we're gonna make some of these dice trays. First thing we gotta do is attach our leather to our bottom panel. Now, I got this leather at our local multicultural festival. There's a leather vendor there. She sells her scraps and stuff. So I've got some really cool, different kinds. We're gonna make a couple. And to do that, we're gonna use Titebond 2. Titebond 2's got a little flex to it. Titebond's great for porous surfaces, so it's gonna work on the wood and the leather. And you don't have to use any contact cement, deal with any nasty fumes, because we don't have that good of ventilation down here. So Titebond 2 is where it's at. I like to rough cut the leather a little wide, and then we'll glue it down, and then we can come back and trim it up with like an X-Acto knife or something. Put a piece of wax paper down between our two pieces. And center them up. And we'll just clamp them to each other. And while that dries, we can get started on our other pieces. Starting off with some maple, and we're trimming it down to about 2.5 inches wide, I think. And then cutting a 1/2 inch rabbet along the edge. Then we're going to cut down the pieces for the side of our box. And then we need to cut a miter on those edges. After we've got the miters on all of those sides, we can unclamp our bottom pieces and see how the leather's doing. So it looks like one of the corners of the green piece didn't quite get enough glue, but all the other pieces look really good. They're really solid all the way to the edge, which is what you want. You can always squeeze a little bit more glue in there in the edges if you have any loose spots. And then with a utility knife, you can just ride it along the edge of your plywood or your board, whatever you're using for your bottom, and trim that leather right up flush. You can also easily cut it on the table saw if you end up having to trim your piece down like I did. Although it doesn't smell the greatest. Then we'll check and make sure everything fits nicely, and if we're happy with it, we can get to sanding. Now's also the time you would want to do an edge treatment if you wanted to do that. I didn't want to on this one, but I've done a round over on top before, and it looks really nice. For assembly, I'm using the Wood River picture frame clamp. I usually like the Bessey strap clamp, but it was in use this time. So I went with the picture frame clamp, and it basically does the same thing. We'll just put some glue on our miters and in our rabbet, and then once we have it all set up, we can drop the bottom right in place. Then we'll snug up the clamp, flip it over, and clean up any glue squeeze out. And I really like it on these little rubber feet, so we'll attach some of those. For finish, I decided to go with some Odie's oil because it does really well for leather too. So even if you get it on the leather, it's totally fine. And now we can use it for dice. You can use it for your keys as a little valet tray. It really works great for all sorts of things. And the leather just makes it so classy. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.